A key hearing on the new long-term budget report set to get underway on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers taking a closer look at the grim new report on America's financial future. And that's raising a lot of doubts about America's economic recovery. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan joins us now live. He is the Republican Study Committee chairman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you, Heather.
So this report that came out talking about the national debt, it's exploded from 40% to 70%. And by 2021, the debt will exceed the size of the entire U.S. economy. That sounds pretty scary. Should we panic?
Well, we should change it. We should change what we're doing, that's for sure. And even, long term, it's talking about the debt held by the public or private sector exceeding our GDP. If you look at where right now, if you count public debt, we're already comparable to what our GDP is. So the situation in some ways could be even worse than what the CBO report indicated yesterday. Look, here's the bottom line. We got to change our course. We got to cut spending. We actually have got a plan out there, Heather. We cut, cap, and balance. Cut spending, cap it as a percentage of GDP, and for the first time in American history, let's actually get through the House, get through the Senate, a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution, and force politicians to do what we should have been doing all along, only spend what we take in. Those are the kind of bold things that we need to do, and the CBO report underscores this. It says the sooner we cut spending, the sooner we're going to get economic growth, and that's the bottom line.
Well, and that all sounds great, and we would definitely love for that to be able to happen, and you're actually taking a step forward in that direction. You have this cut, cap, balance pledge that you're having people take?
Yeah, we had a press event yesterday. We've launched this online. Conservative groups from across the country are supporting it. We've already got dozens of members of Congress to sign on and all kinds of citizens from around the country. It's the kind of bold action we have to take in the context of this debt ceiling debate. This is the leverage we have to fundamentally change America, to put in place those policies that will put us on a sustainable fiscal path, which is what the CBO talked about, getting on a sustainable path. Right now we're on an unsustainable path. To get us there, we've got to take the bold actions we outline in our cut, cap, and balance pledge. We need those things to happen, and we're going to push for those and try to get them done in the context of this debt ceiling debate.
And let's go back to that CBO report for a moment. They talked about two different scenarios. The first scenario, and tell me if I'm correct in how I read this, according to the CBO report, if Congress did nothing at all, the deficit problems would mostly be solved, but that would have some painful consequences, right?
Well, that's assuming that we would let the tax cuts expire and things like that, which actually would harm our economy. We don't want to do that. We want to cut spending. Americans understand this. It's not a revenue problem. It's a spending problem. Congress needs to cut spending, and we need to put in place those broad policy changes that force us in the future to do what we have to do and hold spending down, that being the balanced budget amendment. Look, the numbers, this is what I think is so critical. The numbers that the CBO put out yesterday are comparable to the numbers in those countries we've been reading about for the past couple of years, and the one, Greece, that we're currently reading about on the front page each day. So we have got to get a handle on this. Balanced budget amendment to the Constitution is the kind of long-term thing that will actually fix the problem.
Yeah, and some of those growth numbers they mentioned between 2011 and 2035, Medicare grows by 3% of the GDP, Social Security grows by 1.3%. The growth of federal programs not being the only issue, also talking about interest payments and the cost of interest, which could actually be the largest federal expense.
Yeah, within about 10 years' time, our interest payments go from $200 billion where they're currently at to more than we will spend than we currently spend on national defense. If you're spending more to service the debt than you are in defending the country, that's a bad place to be, and frankly, it's a place that you just can't sustain. So once again, underscoring that we've got to take this opportunity in the context of this debt ceiling debate to put in place the bold, dramatic changes that will fix the nation.
All right. Thank you very much, Congressman Jordan. We appreciate you joining us. And some of those ideas may be painful, but it has to be done. Thank you.
Thank you.